Hello everyone, today we'll be discussing algebraic expressions. You may be wondering, what are algebraic expressions? Well, algebraic expressions are expressions that are made up of variables and constants, along with their algebraic operation. So algebraic operations are the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and etc. Over here, as you can see, are examples of algebraic expressions. With algebraic expressions, they consist of variables, coefficients, and constants. Here we're going to be looking at some examples of algebraic expressions. Well, as you can see, we have 5x minus 3. 5 is known as the coefficient, x is the variable, minus is the algebraic expression, algebraic operation, and 3 is the constant. This expression consists of two terms, 5x and 3. As you can see over here, we have a detailed explanation of what is what. As said before, x is the variable. The variable is when the value is unknown. 5 is the coefficient of x because 5 is right in front of x. It's the leading value of x. And 3 is the constant as it is the definite value, and it does not consist of any variable. Then with algebraic expressions, we have three types of algebraic expressions. We have monomial expressions, binomial expressions, and polynomial expressions. Okay. Number one, we'll be discussing monomial expressions. Okay. Monomial expressions are expressions that have only one term. So they consist of only one term. So over here we have 3x to the power of 4, 2x alone, we have 6xy, and we have 9y. Now you may be wondering to yourself, how would you solve an expression like this? Well, we have, for example, if you were given 6x is equals to 2, right? This is your expression and this is your solution, right? They say solve for x, right? How would you continue? You would say, okay, 6x is equals to 2, x is equals to 2 over 6, which in essence is equals to 1 over 3. And that is you solving for x. Okay, so those are monomial expressions. They only consist of one term. Okay, then we go to binomial expressions. Binomial expressions are algebraic expressions that have two terms. So, for example, we have 5x plus 8. Okay, the first term would be 5 and the second term would be 8. Now, in comparison to the monomial expression, we can see that this expression has two terms and it is connected by an algebraic operation. Okay, so we have 4xy plus 9. This is the first term and this is the second term. So in essence, we have binomial expressions are expressions that consist of two terms that are connected by algebraic operations. Okay, and as discussed previously, algebraic operations can be plus, it can be minus, divide, multiplication, etc., etc., etc. Okay, then we carry over to polynomial expressions. Polynomial expressions are in general known as an algebraic expression with more than one term with non-integral exponents of a variable. So for example, we have x squared plus 2y plus 3xy, right? So this would be the first term, second term, third term, okay? The way in which you count them really doesn't matter. You can say first term, second term, third term. You can say first term, second term, third term. All in all, we know that it has 3 terms, which is more than 2, which is more than 1, okay? So with these examples, as you can see, we only have expressions with 3 terms, but you could also have, for example, you could also have an expression with 4 terms, 5 terms, 6 terms, etc., etc., etc. So we can write and we can say x to the power of 4 plus 2x to the power of 3 plus x cubed plus 6x minus 50, okay? And also keep in mind that terms are not only variables, nor are they only constant. They could also be a number, a coefficient, and a variable. Okay, they could be constants only, or they could be variables only. So if we look at this expression in essence consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It consists of 5 terms. Therefore, we could say it is indeed a polynomial. It is a polynomial expression, okay? So the other types of expressions we have are numeric expressions. Numeric expressions are expressions that consist of numbers and operations, but never variables. So as you can see from the example, we have 10 plus 5, we have 20 divided by 2, and as you can see here, there's no x, y, z, a, b, or anything, because numeric expressions only consist of numbers and operations, okay? And then the second type of expression that we have is the variable expression. The variable expression consists of numbers, variables, and operations, okay? So for example, we have 4x plus y, we have 10y plus x 7a, we have 22ab plus 14, okay? And in essence, what happens here is when we are solving these expressions, we land up having a variable as the solution. So if we had to equivalate 4x plus y to 0, we would have 4x is equals to minus y, and x is actually equals to minus y over 4. And hence the name variable expression, because variables are within the expression, within the solution, okay? We're going to be looking at some examples and putting each term into categories. So with our example, we have 3x squared plus 2xy plus 7x minus 8. Okay, so the coefficient of x squared is in fact 3, right? The coefficient of xy is 2, and the coefficient of x alone is 7. The constant is in fact 8, correct? Moving on, we look at unlike and like terms. Like terms would be 3x and 2x, as they both have the same variable, okay? Unlike terms would actually be 3x and 2y. Why is this? Because they both have different variables. 3 has the variable x and 2 has the variable y, okay? Furthermore, we look at the factors of a term, okay? With regards to the factors of a term, we look at certain things. So, if we write down here, if 2xy is a term, okay, then it has the factors 2x and y, okay? These are the factors of the term 2xy, okay? We look at example 2, okay? Example 2, we know, has a constant which is 6. So we write here constant, and then we have the term 4x, okay? 4x, okay? 4x, right? So 4x tells us that x has the coefficient equals to 4, whereby the term is x, okay? And here when we look at like and unlike terms, unlike terms would be, for example, 4x and 2x, as they both consist of the same variable, okay? And if we look at the factors of the term 4x, we know that the factors are actually 4 and x, okay? And then lastly, we look at the equation 10xy plus 20 minus 30y, okay? This is a polynomial, okay? And if we break it down, we get to see that the coefficient of xy is indeed 10, okay? The factors of 10xy are 10, x, and y, okay? Now you might be asking yourself, do constants have terms? And the answer is very simple. If the term 20, okay, as a constant, okay, it has terms, okay, and it does indeed have factors, but the only factor that it consists of is 20 with disregards, okay? But as we all know that the factors of 20 are indeed 5, 4, 1, 20, 2, and 10, But in terms of algebraically, it only consists of 20 because we do not have a variable, okay? So then this term will in fact have just 20 as a factor, okay? And then we have minus 30y, okay? The coefficient of y is minus 30, okay? Y is the variable, okay? And the factors of 30y are actually 30 and y, okay? And lastly, I would like to go on a recap with you. Okay. We discussed that algebraic expressions are in fact algebraic expressions okay. Algebraic expressions consist of a variables actually, okay. They consist of algebraic operations. They consist of constants. And we know as well they also consist of terms. And terms could also be variables with constants or variables with coefficients, okay? So we have the example 5x minus 3. This is known as a binomial, okay? Okay, then we have the expression 6xy, which is a monomial. And then we have the expression 10x squared plus 6x minus 3, which is a polynomial. Okay, binomial consists of two terms. Monomial consists of one term. Polynomial consists of more than one non-negative integral expressions, okay? And when we look further, we can see that this is the coefficient, this is the variable, and this is the constant, okay? Thank you for tuning in today.